I don't know if you saw this, but Deion Cole was very critical of Cenat. He said he should have done more research because when they had him on the show, then they were bringing people up and he's like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, man. Don't be mad at me because I'm young. And I remember going through a very similar situation. I was the Emmys were on Fox, and I was a co-host. Me, Osborne, Kelly Osborne, a couple other people. And I remember they sent me a packet because at that point in time, I was at Undisputed and all my focus is on Undisputed. I need to do this research. I need to be good, get good at this. But they asked me what I do and I say, yeah. And so they sent me a packet of people, potential people that I would interview on the red carpet. I had to watch a bunch of shows. So now I ain't watched none of these shows. Now I got to go and I got to watch all these shows because when I meet these people, I got to say, oh, I love your character. I love this. I love that. I love that. So you do your research and you don't use, well, I play sports. I don't know who you are. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, what's your name? Mm-hmm. I don't. And I understand what Deion was saying. Now, I don't know if Kai took it like that or he's taking it. Like when you go to a space, when you go to do something, if I go do like UFC, I can't like, man, I got to do research and I got to know who these people are. If I go do the Emmys or I go do the Oscars, or if I go do something like that, you probably should do research on it, right?
Ain't no probably. It's your job.
Yes.
So my thing is that speaks to the era that we're in, where it's just good enough to be there.
My name is.
It's the clout era.
Yeah.
I just want to say I was there. I just want to say I was part of it. And this is not a knock to Kai. I'm talking about the environment that we're in now, where it's just like, but don't you want to be the best at what it is that you do? And that's a thing with me. Like, I'd lose my mind if I was on the carpet and somebody walked by and I didn't know. I'd be like, I failed. But that's not what it is now.
It is not. It was such Ryan, it was such a big deal that people would come up like, I know who you are. I had no idea that you know who I was or you watch my work.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had to cram all that in 6-7 weeks, but still, I'd have been so embarrassed if I didn't know who I'm actually talking to. And then I'm like, who is that person?
Yeah.
No. It's like when you're there and they give you a job, they give you a mic. If you're just in the audience, that's one thing, you're a filler. But you got a microphone and they bringing people up, you're gonna probably have to know who these people are.
Yeah, Kai needs a right hand. I ain't never seen him with a right hand man.
Right.
Yeah, all of them streams, so all of them are somebody. He needs I got a T Springs.
Yeah.
T Springs. If the red carpet's coming up, he'd be like, you look at that packet? You look at that packet?
Exactly.
Yeah, don't go out there and play yourself.
And I understand like streamers, it's, you got to stream 10, 15, 20 hours a day. I get all of that. Right. But if you're not going to,
hey, go
dive
over the
all
packet, go over the packet with your streamers.
Yeah.
Say the name, be like, where y'all know them from? Did anybody watch this or whatever?
Okay. Yep.
Should I get... Content is content. They've already, this is the thing, Kai, people pay money to see you hang out with your friends.
Yes.
Think about that, Shannon. Did you ever think that was going to be you could become how'd you become a millionaire? Well, I let people watch me hang out with my friends.
Play video games, play pranks on each other.
Yeah, hey, just do some work. Yeah. It's cool, hey, bring them on. This is the funny part. Your audience would love to see, because they don't get this opportunity. They don't know that we get handed a packet and you have to go through all of this.
You have to study it.
Yeah, you have to study that.
Yes.
They would love to go through that experience with you because they don't have access to that. You would be giving them access to that. But and also, it's my thing, like, I don't know if Kai was working that night because I kept seeing, like, he was in the stream and he was walking around. Was he working? Did they hire him to stream? Or did they hire him to interview? Now, if he's on a spot and he's interviewing, that's it. Because there's 2 different streams he did.
Right.
There's one, like, where he ran into Wale and all of that stuff. I don't think he was working. I think he was streaming. But if ever you have to hold a microphone or you need to talk to people, you got to do. And if you don't know, it's fine if you don't know. But don't come in unprepared. There's no excuse to not.
Yeah, they probably just had him there because of his name and the eyeballs that follows him.
Yeah,
because that's what it is. But when I go to an event, especially my job is like, who's gonna be here? Yeah. Because when I see that person, hey, I'm such and such. I always identify myself. Hey, I'm Shannon Sharpe. I know who you are, but I'm not arrogant enough to believe that everybody does. But I'm the type of person that, hey, how you doing, such and such, blah, blah, so forth and so on. Because that's just, why you laughing?
Because in some spaces, people laugh at me for introducing myself. But I always introduce myself. Always.
Every time.
Once they told me Beyonce introduced herself, I will always introduce myself. Yeah. I'm not going to give nobody the opportunity to play. Like, I'll be on some, you know who I am? They go, no. Go to the back of the line. I refuse to be that guy. Right. I'll go to the back of the line and get to the front and y'all go, why'd you wait in line? I'd rather do that than be at the front. They go, what?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to deal with the embarrassment.
You mentioned Drewski earlier. Drewski caused some backlash. He dressed up in whiteface. And is there a line that comics shouldn't cross? Or how far is there a line that Ryan wouldn't cross?
For me, research is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. When you're doing something, you got to research who it's going to hurt and why it's going to hurt them. Mm-hmm. And then you make a decision on how you go about it, because you can still go about it and do it in a way that group of people appreciate it. And if you can do it in a way that the people who it would normally offend appreciates it, then you've done it correctly.
Okay.
So I defend comedy over everything. I'm more of a comedian than I am a person. I'm working on that.
Yeah. Because
somebody will be like, you hear what that comedian said? I'll be like,
I heard it. Yeah, funny too.
It was funny. That's pretty good. They're like, it hurt a bunch of people. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you see what he did? The way he flipped it? Yeah, that was skill.
Is it a line? Have you gotten to the point there's a line, there's a joke that you won't tell, there's a line that you won't cross?
Mm-hmm. You don't talk about people's kids.
Okay.
You don't talk about people's kids. You don't talk about people's kids. Don't talk about their parents either, unless the parents involve themselves, and then we're all adults.
Okay.
But leave people's families out of stuff. You don't bring up, like, I'm sure one day I'll get to the pinnacle of my career and people be like, Ryan, you remember when you said that? And I'll go, yep, I was a very stupid person back then. I was a very immature and stupid person. Also give people the opportunity, like when we were talking about Kai, also give people an opportunity to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle's 24?
If that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give people opportunity to grow. Like, that's the thing. I hope, because it's easy to get defensive.
It is.
It's very easy to get defensive when somebody talk about you. Because I'll talk about my life, and people will take a very small window without context and then make up this whole story around it.
Okay.
And I'm not, I'll talk about my relationship with my mother and how it's estranged or whatever. And then I'll talk about the things she dealt with being married to my father. And their relationship. And they'll be like, oh, your mother was a victim, have some grace. I was like, I do. I even did a Vlad interview where I said, because my parents had a age gap that was inappropriate. And I said, I would give my life and not be here if that meant my mother could be protected and could have her childhood back so she wouldn't have the demons that she has to live with. No one sees that interview. They see the interview where I say we don't talk much because of that, and then I talk about what she's been through. No one ever goes, the reason he's discussing what she's been through, because he understands it's because of what she's been through that he doesn't hold it against them. Because people will view your life through their trauma lens. And I'm learning that being a public figure, that once you say something and you allow yourself to be seen that way, they're going to have opinions.
They're going to have opinion of it.
And that's why I never did it before.
Right.
You know, I never did it before. Charlie Murphy actually told me that. I was sitting with him, man, amazing guy. But he said Eddie told him that. He said, once you talk about your life, you give people the license to comment on it. So he said Eddie didn't talk about his life, and that's why he don't talk about his life. And he was like, so if you're going to talk about your life, be ready for what comes with that. He taught me that over a decade ago. And he didn't even know who I was. He didn't even know. He was just
having casual conversation.
Casual conversation.
It's interesting. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because you know we like to do something before two something.